All right, here we are. It's not the normal crew, but it's me. Come here and look. It's me and Felix here this morning. Fantasy for breakfast. It's just us. Normal crew, the normal sound effects, all that kind of stuff. I'm not exactly sure what happened, but it's just me and Felix today here to give you our daily fantasy picks. She hasn't really been involved in making the picks, but she's going to be involved in making the show, I think, today. But anyway, no, what this show does is show you how to. We give you players that will help you at least double up the cash games, $5 double up, $2 double up, and out of the four that we pick you, we leave you enough money and hopefully get you to the 70, 80 point mark. And most of the time, if you can get over that 100 mark, you'll double up on your money. So this is about more about hitting those games than it is the real big ones. Those are hard. Those are hard. And when Joe's here, he explains those better than I do. But so I know last week, I don't have all the numbers in front of me. Like I said, it's a little impromptu, but I know that Joe paid out, and I know that I paid out last week. I did hit Eckler. Eckler had the best game of the week. But anyway, I'm going to jump right to him. I have mine and I have Joe's. So my quarterback this week, Pat Mahomes. And we always talk about picking these games that are going to be high point games. And Buffalo and Kansas City, I believe, is the highest point total game there is this week. And Mahomes at least 35 passes every time this year, 43 last week, and three touchdowns 3 times out of 5. So there's no reason to think that he might not throw more this week than he did last week. And he's expensive, so looking at other places to save money down the line. But Mahomes at 8,000, I think you can't. He's going to have a big day. Joe, he's the only one I have other picks, but he likes that game too because he talks about that a lot. High point totals, so he's going with Josh Allen on the other side. And that's 1 and 2, I believe. Allen's 8,200, Mahomes is 8,000. So we're paying up for it, but everybody knows why you pay up at those positions at quarterback this week, especially. Running back, Ramondre Stevenson. I mean, he's the guy now. Last week he was the guy for the first time, and he had a career 161. He's only 6,000, so that allows me to have Mahomes this week. So, and he's playing the Browns, who really don't have a very good defense so far, and they're missing a couple guys. So, New England with a new quarterback and being New England, all that kind of stuff. I just think that he's going to get fed at least, and Joe agrees with me. So we both went Stevenson, 6,000. Both paid up for quarterback, paid down a little bit at running back. We split on wide receivers. He doubled up. Joe went with Diggs to go along with his Allen pick. Paid way up for both of those, way up. But I thought about that too. I wanted to go Mahomes and Kelsey, which would have been just as expensive. But I couldn't go there. And Buffalo, Diggs scares me a little bit because they spread the ball around so much, and any one of those guys can have huge days. It just is what it is. But he paid up 84 for Diggs, and I get why those guys could be lights out. But I'm going DK. I'm paying down a little bit here as well, 6,800. But what, 10 targets over the last 3 games, 5 receptions of 20 or more, 2 of 40 or more in the last 2 games. Him and Gino are kind of getting together. They have a new running back who I would look to start in a lot of games today too, Mr. Walker the third. But DK at 6,800, I think he's catching stride, and we all know he can have a ridiculous game in any moment because he's so athletic. He's a beast. So DK at 68 for me, 8,400 Diggs for Joe. And the tight ends this week they're a little bit tricky. There's 2 tight ends who pay 78 or 7. That's the top. And then all the rest are 5,100 or less. So there's got to be a bargain somewhere in that list down the line. Yes. Yes. And I had enough money I'm going Andrews. He's Lamar's guy. He's the guy he trusts. He 8 for 10 last week, 8 for 13 2 weeks ago, 9 for 11, 9 catches on 11 targets. He's Lamar's safety blanket, for lack of a better term, and the receiving core is not healthy. The running backs are starting to get healthy, but Mark Andrews, no reason he doesn't have at least 10 targets today. So I'm paying up. He's 7,000. That puts me really close to the 28 total. I went all the way to the 28 total last week, but like I said, that lineup, it paid. So 27.8, I think I'm really close to that 28 this week. It didn't add up Joe's, but he had to pay down. Like I said, all the tight ends are under 5 except for those two. He went Ertz, 4,800. 7, yeah, he's getting 6, 7 targets a game, a touchdown. He's only 4,800. So he paid way down on the tight end and the running back. But there's so many good picks at running back today. I don't think you can go wrong with a number of these guys that are cheap. But just to recap, the two that I have, and look, Joe and I both paid last week, so you could take either of these lineups and figure a way to get some of these other guys. Oh, well, last of all is our deep dive. See, Joe's not here to lead the show, so I'm not, it's hard for me to stay on track. But the deep dive is someone that's under $4,000 that if you're gonna hit in one of those big games, you gotta hit a guy that costs that, is cheap and pays out big. So our guys are under 4,000. And Joe's Tyquan Thornton. We just put this together. I don't even know who the guy is, but he's under the 4,000. And if Joe was here, I'm sure he would give you the reason that he picked him. He's hit his deep dives a couple times this year, so look for him in the lineups. I'll look for him after I'm off the show. But and I'm going with our guy, Njoku. For some reason, they keep him in our deep dive range, and he's right at 4,000. But last 3 weeks, averaging 7 catches, touchdown. 2 weeks ago, 89 yards, 88 last week. So the dude's producing way more than the $4,000 price. And I don't usually roll with 2 tight ends in my lineup if I don't have to, but Njoku, man, at 4,000, I think you kind of got to get him in your lineup. Well, that's fantasy for breakfast on this odd Sunday morning. But, you know, I'm El Jefe on this show. I'm Jeff Cauliflower in real life. And check out our high school football show on Thursday nights. And keep checking us out, Fantasy for Breakfast, if you want to learn how to or get into the daily fantasy thing. And like I said, you take a little bankroll, $20, and listen to some of the things we say, and hopefully by the end of the season it'd be $100. But anyway, peace out like always. Go Tribe, Guardians, sorry, and enjoy your Sunday. Hey sis,
Daddy, look at all those pictures of awesome.
it's a good show. What do you think?
Good.
Nice.
Look at all those awesome